If you're a wrestling fan of any kind, this is the podcast for you. My co-host Miggy and I talk about the independent scene. We talk about the main event of every PLE and pay-per-view and Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and AEW, and we talk about it all. We interview some of the rising stars of the SoCal wrestling scene. We are the official podcast of Dream Slam Wrestling, and we hope that you hit that subscribe button. And if you like what we're talking about, give us a thumbs up. Videos 3 times a week. Stay with it.
Your main event is scheduled for one fall championship.
Yeah!
Introducing the challenger from San Isidro, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, LPMC, El Pueblo, El And introducing the California Dream Champion from the City of Dreams, weighing in at 180 pounds, 5-star Raymond Bryant.
Thank you. Welcome.
Ooh,
To Plant. Welcome to Plant. I've been growing this thing since probably April.
Okay,
It's
it's very
going.
nice. Looks kind of like
It's going.
what's it called? Christmas plant.
Oh. A
Like what is
poinsettia.
a poinsettia?
This is actually according to Gemini. This is a dumb cane, which
Oh,
is a perfect way to describe the way that Kane was booked in the last 5 years of his career.
dude. I will say this about Gemini, and I don't know, maybe it will get me in trouble, but Google's never gonna track this down anyway. Actually, I won't say anything because we post our stuff on YouTube, and Google owns that, and I'm sure maybe they will track that down. So never mind.
Well,
Just know I have stuff to say about Gemini versus ChatGPT, and I may or may not be a ChatGPT guy.
I'm with you.
But
Look, I have had the last couple of weeks in the world have just felt like a giant kick in the nuts. That's just the best way to describe it, I think.
I feel
And
that.
it's so hard to yeah. I just feel
Well,
like the overlords are gonna control everything,
well,
and
today,
nothing's
as we're
real.
filming this, was supposed to be the rapture, but we don't really got to get into that.
God.
I will say, speaking of kicking the nuts, I have a bone to pick with the freaking CW, dude, because normally I watch NXT at my parents' house, but because they got DirecTV. But today I was home, I worked. Dude, I have so much overtime all like from my last check, and I'm already at like 20 hours this week, and it's only Tuesday. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna watch NXT at home. I'll just watch it, on the DirecTV app. There is nowhere to stream live CW unless you have cable. And of course, it's on the night that freaking Mance Warner, the dude that I shook his hand, got paid $50 for an autograph from on Friday night at the hell of a GCW Keep in Touch show at the Nile, where my wife got hit by a chair. Joey Janela was
saw the
pushing
footage.
everybody. Mance Warner shows up on NXT. Cardona is on NXT. All of these, dude, it's weird to see all of these former WWE guys on NXT, but it's also like crazy that we had Eric Young back on NXT, he's a TNA guy. He wasn't a WWE guy, but Frankie Kazarian on NXT.
Dude, it is, and we were talking about the possibility of like an invasion, but now you got Cardona, who's not.
It's a former
He's not
WWE
aligned
guys
anymore.
that work for TNA Invasion because the inspiration was there. Steph DeLander was there, dude. But that ending of NXT, tell me how WWE could be doing stuff that sucks between WrestlePalooza and Monday Night Raw and everything that they've been doing. And then NXT is just like on the C show has just been phenomenal with this TNA stuff. I don't get it.
You alluded, or we were talking about the GCW event that you went to and how your wife got hit with the chair. And
Yeah.
that reminded me of the video you posted of, I don't remember who it was, but the chair shot to the head on the ring apron.
Dude, um,
Who
let
was
me
it?
tell you, and I've
Real
talked
quick,
about her on the show before.
who was it
Brittany Brooks.
that did the swinging or took it?
Vipress did the swing. Brittany Brooks took the chair. Brittany Brooks is, listen, I didn't realize that this, I've been watching this girl wrestle for the last 5 years. I didn't realize that she just barely turned 21. That means I was watching this girl wrestle while she was in high school. She's wrestled on AEW. She's
That
wrestled for
seems illegal.
GCW multiple times. She's wrestled for every Arizona promotion, most of the West Coast promotion. She's really
Oh yeah.
everywhere. Only 21. The future is so bright. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure she's dating Chris Bay too, friend of the podcast because we met him. Super chill dude.
He didn't
Um,
want to take a picture with us, and I definitely
no,
made a leg like made a joke about his leg, not knowing what had
that
happened
he
to
was
him,
like,
and I
yeah,
felt
you did. You
really
did do
bad.
that.
Okay,
Um,
so real quick, because you're doing your tangent, and I'm going to steer you back before you go off, so that I can go off, because I know we both want to go off. I meant to say this at the start of the show, and I apologize for not saying it.
okay.
Miggy, I want to say thank you to you in the biggest way I know how, which I don't know how other than just tell you thank you.
Well,
You
that's all it takes,
are
buddy. That's all I need.
single-handedly responsible for everything regarding our podcast on TikTok. And if it isn't obvious by your face being on the entire grid, then like
No,
people
you
just
got
need to
videos
hear.
on there.
It's not it's no. It's nothing compared to you. You have taken that and we have gotten an insane amount of followers like the last week. Every day it's like the numbers keep going up, and that is because of you
Where the goal is
when it
to
comes
hit
to
the goal is
TikTok,
to hit as many followers as I have on Miggy's mindset on the How is a
which
Steak
is
TikTok.
which is
I got
what?
nearly 2,000 on Miggy's mindset. I got we got about 400 coming up on TikTok. So we're gonna get there, buddy. Um,
I just had to get that out of the way because I don't know if I've ever actually told you that, and I want anyone who listens to this who might have found us on TikTok to know that, dude, TikTok is a one man show and you're running it. I'll still post. I'll post, but I'm not good at it, and you're good at it. So
I
there you
live
go.
that TikTok. I live that TikTok life. Speaking of TikTok, I just made a video. I'm gonna tag How is this faking it too, so people will go to it. Dude, with those, but hold on, we'll come back to that because Brittany Brooks is the future of professional wrestling. I'll say that. Okay, this woman is entertaining. She is a great professional wrestler. Vipress as well. Um, Big futures for them. Vipress, I think, wrestled Atticus Cougar, and that guy's a jerk, dude.
And
Um,
shoot,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never met the guy, but as a wrestler, I had a good
dude,
time telling
I
him to F
if
off.
if we could put on, like I've texted you about, my dream at this point is to
Yeah,
put on a How Is This Fake wrestling
show.
show where
In
we book you.
Vegas, WrestleMania weekend.
I don't care where it is. It could be in a living room for all I give a shit. But to get people to come watch a show that you and I booked, let's get Brittany Brooks. I would love Atticus Cogar. And I would also love uh, KJ Orso, friend of
Well,
the podcast.
Fuego de Sol too, sharing our stuff.
That's
But we
KJ
got.
Orso.
I know. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
I was. That's why I was letting the people know. Fuego de Sol. That's his household name. Um,
He didn't change his handle
hate to
yet.
break it to the guy. I know he's trying to get rid of it, but dude, I am so ready for that Fuego comeback. But with that, dude, they announced a Macho Man Randy Savage project today. I just made a video on it. Um, I
I
want,
saw that Keenan Thompson's
yeah,
producing.
I want, dude, Austin Butler and Sydney Sweeney, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth. That's what I want. Because Sydney Sweeney, she has a movie calling out called Christy, where she's playing a boxer, where she's got curly hair in it, and she kind of has, she could pull that look off.
You think
Um,
Austin Butler can get that like
I
beefed?
do. I do. I really think that, I was trying to think who would be. I honestly don't think there's anybody else that could pull off the role as good as Austin Butler could. And the dude
I
is
know who could.
I mean, the dude is great with biopics.
I know who could. You know who would make the perfect Macho Man?
Who?
Give him a spray tan, give him the wig and the facial hair, or half wig. John Cena.
It's not a bad idea.
John Cena, dude, he gets it. John Cena knows wrestling history. He would be the perfect Macho Man.
So Macho Man kind of like changed in his face as he got older. And
That's
I
true.
maybe Austin Butler as like the '80s version, and then John Cena as the version of him towards the end of his career where he's doing like random TNA runs and
So just like a bunch of
conventions and
A-listers doing
yeah.
different eras of the Macho Man.
Well, that really, and there's a lot, I learned last night and I never really thought about it. How good an actor could be with like prosthetics and
Yeah.
made like to make it. Listen, the Smashing Machine,
Tell me.
The Rock's best performance by far. That was such a cool movie. As an MMA fan who grew up watching, Mark Kerr, Mark Coleman, especially living in Arizona for I guess most of my life now, where these guys I've seen them at the grocery store, I've seen them out at events. Ryan Bader playing Mark Coleman. I don't know if you how enticed you are in MMA, but Ryan Bader is a MMA legend hailing from Arizona. I met the dude a handful of times. Last night got to talk to him for a quick second.
Nice.
Yeah, Mark Kerr and Ryan Bader were at the premiere, which was even cooler. Wish The Rock would have been there, but I honestly don't know how I would have handled that. I was telling Lexi on the way there, I'm like, what if The Rock was there and I just start crying in front of The Rock?
If he was, would you talk to him about the movie or would you talk to him about wrestling?
Wrestling.
Would
I'm gonna be
you
like,
air your grievances
I
or
would have
would
been
you
like, listen, you're a hero, yada yada yada. I would have fangirled out. He would have been like, thank you. He probably would have been like to take a picture, and I would have looked at him and I would have been like, you smell that? And he would have been like, haha, you smell what The Rock is cooking? I'm like, no, that's my disappointment from you not showing up at WrestleMania 42
oh,
or
God.
41, whatever one we went. Yeah, WrestleMania 41, when I paid all that money to go to Vegas to see you show up at the very end, and all we got was Travis Scott. But anyway, phenomenal movie, The Smashing Machine. A24 doing a great job there. You know what? A24 also, this A24 is my favorite production studio by far.
Bangers. Ever since I was a
And
teenager, bro.
right. And earlier this year, they put out a movie called Bring Her Back, which is one of the ones that I spoke with them with. They put out a campaign on using one of my Miggy's Mindset videos, and the director. There's two directors of Bring Her Back, and they're working on a documentary on the life and times of deathmatch wrestling. So the director flew down to Mexico in a show that was sponsored by GCW and wrestled in an exploding barbed wire death match where he was thrown 20 feet or suplexed 20 feet into a panel of glass that landed on a bed of barbed wire. The first match ever this guy has wrestled.
His thoughts?
I don't know. I honestly
Oh.
don't even know if he survived. But I do know that the clip is cool. I'll send it to you later. But
That's amazing.
yeah, I mean, a lot of crazy Hollywood ties to professional wrestling going on, and then you also, I mean, listen, Xena even is like doing the best at this whole new revamp of Peacemaker. I don't know if you've been watching.
I haven't watched any of it yet, but I'm knowing that now that Superman's on HBO Max, what I really want to do is watch that and then start Peacemaker. I'm debating whether or not I should start with Creature Commandos. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I don't
Because
watch
I
any of
know.
it. Just jump into season 2 of Peacemaker. That's the only thing that's relevant.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is because I'm super invested in this new DC universe,
Hmm.
and that is the first thing James Gunn has been a part of. So but yeah, I'm probably just gonna rewatch Superman at like lunch one day, and then start
You'll
Peacemaker right
you'll
after.
need to watch Peacemaker because I'm telling you, if Peacemaker is going where I think it's going, nothing before this season outside of Superman is going to be relevant. Anything in the DCU. But with that, dude, you know what's crazy is that WWE sucks so much right now that we're not even talking. We're talking about Hollywood in
Yeah,
wrestling because honestly, there is nothing good to talk about in WWE
can
at
I
all.
can
We
I
could talk AEW, but there's nothing good to talk about in WWE except for NXT, which was a phenomenal episode. But what were you gonna say?
we could talk about AEW, but we don't need to,
No, because
which
people
is
are talking
another
about
problem.
AEW because of how good it is.
Well, I'm
That's my
just
opinion.
well, you're not wrong. Everything that I saw, even Sports Center shit on whatever the fuck pay-per-view
Even
was.
ESPN, yeah. Well, is
Yeah,
that Sports Center?
ESPN.
I don't know. I
Some
don't know
shit.
what is which, but I do know
I
that
just forgot
ESPN
the name
even
of the
says that they
pay-per-view
suck.
that was 2 days ago. What was the
Yeah.
pay-per-view? What was it?
Um, Wrestle Party.
WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, WrestlePalooza.
Ugh. Like there is in oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna do my rant, then you can do your rant. The kick in the nuts, we've talked about it a bajillion times. The kick in the nuts was Vegas this year and the
Hmm.
shitty finish.
Yep.
The kick in the face when we were on the ground after getting kicked in the nuts was John Cena's heel turn being
Hmm.
about as useful as Goldberg losing via stun gun.
Not
And
wrong.
then and then the spit in the face while we're on the ground after getting kicked in the face, after getting kicked in the nuts is this wacky Lesnar situation
Yeah. Which
where
advertised for
now where
WrestleMania
now
42 already, by the way.
well oh well then maybe they need to do what Bully Ray said and extend this thing to WrestleMania 42. He's got what, 5 appearances left and the next
Yeah, one
one
of
is
them is in a
AJ
match.
Styles.
Yeah, which I listen. Great like
Great.
story that they told, but I can care less to see it again.
But you're racing against the clock here, buddy.
Yeah.
And you know what's gonna suck? You know what's really gonna suck is when they do extend it to WrestleMania, and I'm pissed off then because the whole time Cena was talking about how this is gonna be it. I'm not gonna be like everyone else. And before he even goes, he stays.
Yeah. Well, he's got 5 more matches. One of them is AJ Styles. I would not be surprised if one of them is War Games. So there's 2. Then you got, I'm sure he takes on Dominic Mysterio and wins the Intercontinental Championship. And then I honestly would not be surprised if that's the case. Then his last match is against Gunther, where he loses, and Gunther comes back and does his whole. Gunther's the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. So it would make sense for him to want that championship back.
Can I tell you something, bro?
Which all of that is more exciting than Cody and Seth again. But yes.
Well, I was gonna bring up Seth. Besides Seth and Becky being together on screen these last couple weeks, what is new?
Nothing. Nothing
Nothing's
is
new.
new. We got the shock factor of AJ Lee. Where do you go there next? You don't know. I don't know.
I'm tired
Mommy
of
Smurf? Maybe?
the reason it was so easy to follow Cody during his story was because there was one goal to win that title.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many different ways they could throw obstacles at him. And this kind of shit, like,
Did you hear what the ending was supposed to be of WrestlePalooza? What was pitched?
remind me, because yes, I did, but I just skipped through.
Where Drew McIntyre was supposed to win because Randy Orton was supposed to accidentally cause
Yes,
Cody to lose. We
yes.
would have got Randy Cody really through the rest of the year. Then this Cody is going on his way back to try to get to the championship, wins it again at WrestleMania, which I mean, whatever. But
Why not?
yeah, I mean, better than
Because
what we
how many,
got.
dude? I've said this about like Bray Wyatt. I've said this about Kevin Owens. I've said that, dude, Braun Strowman is probably the best example of this.
And Braun Strowman's coming back too, by the way. But we could talk about that in a second.
Everyone, there's what made the greats, like the all-time greats, the Steve Austins, the Shawn Michaels, is they had these moments.
Mm-hmm.
No one is having moments except for someone like Cody who's finishing the story, or CM Punk. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's his return, right?
No.
Like,
Yep.
uh, how many times are they going to do the same spot where a ladder snaps in half when it's draped over the announce table, which, by the way, always breaks, which, by the
Yep.
way, is next to the barricade that always gets somebody speared through it. It's
Yep.
like
Every episode of Raw
what made
and
it's,
SmackDown.
and I think that's where AEW is a little bit, it has the upper hand because that, and this is what I need to realize as a wrestling fan, is WWE is this corporate machine, and they are going to cookie cutter because that's how the wheels in the machine run.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas AEW is a little more Wild West still. It's got all this money behind it, but it's still a mom and pop shop
I
like Vince had it.
Yep. My only gripe with AEW right now, after watching All Out, that was a great show, is that if you are the cameraman, please stop panning to John Moxley when he is blading.
There, AEW's always had a little bit of
And if you're a
room for
referee, only
improvement in
count to
terms
two
of
when you're supposed to
production.
count to two.
I'll tell you what, though. Do you need to go on a rant?
No, I'm listening.
I was gonna transition to something totally different. Uh,
Is it Braun
dude,
Strowman's show that's going to lead him back to WWE? Because that's pointless. But what were
it
you going
is
to say?
pointless. It's like he's had as many releases and comebacks as
Yeah,
Big
I
Show
wish they
had
would have just
heels and
kept the
face
guy at that
turns.
point. But
I was gonna say, what is keeping me going in these dark times as a wrestling fan is the independent scene, and I've
yeah,
never been, and it's just my local independent scene. It's Dream Slam, it's Ignite, it's those are the only two that I've actually like been to out here, but because everything's so connected, like I'm seeing highlights from other matches and other events featuring the same wrestlers. And as a wrestling fan, I've never experienced this before. So in that sense, I feel like a new mark.
yeah, that's completely fair. I mean, and I mean, even and it's crazy that we only have a small scope of that, right? Like, yeah, we see the stuff on TikTok, we see all that stuff, but you're heavily involved in the Southern California indie scene right now.
Trying to
I
be.
I am, I pay attention to Arizona. But that's really only a small scope of what goes on around the world and how much talent that there is and how much good stories that there are. Um, we get the Mike Wexlers of the world uh, in there, but we all, we get the Mike Wexlers and the Enoch the Enlightens, but we also have these standout incredible stars like Five Star, like Brittany Brooks, like Jake Redondo, and it's just crazy right now, dude. And I have a better appreciation for everything that's not WWE because I feel like we are on a slippery slope. And I'm really, really hoping that something with this TNA NXT stuff just brings me back to be excited about what's going on in WWE because there is absolutely nothing on the main roster outside of the women's division that I loved the segment with Mommy Smurf, Rhea Ripley. I love everything that's going on with Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, there's just not a lot in WWE, and everything in AEW gets me excited. And I'm not. It's not like we're tribalists. People like will say that it's not like we've said how AEW sucks sometimes too. Um,
And we've talked
but
about how great WWE was.
yeah, and AEW has really just came back, stepped it up, lit a fire under their ass, and they are ready to freaking compete. And I am excited for whatever this. I mean, I don't know. Tony Khan's gonna make a big announcement. It's probably like another tournament or something like that. But I want Tony Khan to announce the Wrestle Party of 2027 taking place at I don't know, taking place at Full Sail University in Florida.
Oh, dude. It would be, I think we talked about it a little bit on the last episode.
Mhm.
They got a real cool chance if they're able to do a stadium show when WWE's in Saudi Arabia for
Yeah,
WrestleMania. If they were able, and I'm telling you, man, because it's not like people wouldn't want to go to the Saudi Arabia show. It's just a matter of physically being able to put your body there. Like, it's
I
expensive.
I
It's
love the
I don't know
idea.
how safe it is. Honestly, I don't, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I don't know.
No, I mean that's
I
a fair point.
so I think AEW, if they do a stadium show and if Tony Khan's announcement has anything to do with that, I'll be super happy. And I like the idea of him maybe even switching some calendar like traditions around and putting a Revolution in a stadium WrestleMania weekend.
Well, I love the idea of this. If you're Tony Khan and you're gonna book a stadium show in the United States, you could do it a couple. You could do it. Obviously, the easy out is to put it in Florida in his own football stadium, right?
True.
But
Yes,
where
that.
would the best market be for AEW?
Canada.
No, Chicago in the United States. Sorry, I should have clarified.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you were going to say Chicago.
I was gonna say Chicago. Soldier Field. You got Double or Nothing in May. And I even like the idea of bringing it to Vegas and doing a Vegas show again, convincing WrestleCon, convincing GCW, hey, let's still do all of your stuff, but let's do it in Vegas one more time. You already got the connections. We'll run it through Vegas in Allegiant Stadium.
They got to go
AEW,
somewhere. They got to go somewhere cheaper
yeah,
because their
probably,
ticket prices are going to be the same as GCW ticket prices.
yeah. I just like the idea of them running AEW All or Nothing, right? Because that's really the gamble.
Ooh.
That's really AEW All or
Dude,
Nothing is you are gambling, right? I mean, yes, all in, all out, Double or Nothing, combine all of that. AEW All or Nothing because look, I got chills freaking thinking about it, dude. All or Nothing because you are
that's good.
gambling. You are gambling against the house. It's running a stadium show WrestleMania week or around WrestleMania time, and I think that is what they need to do. That's the show I would be excited for. That's the show I would, pun intended, go all out for. Um, bring in anybody and everybody you
You're
possibly
brutal.
can. Um,
They would need to go for sure somewhere with a big market, and
yeah.
so maybe Jacksonville doesn't work. Or, dude, this is how Tony Khan keeps it in house and makes money. The AEW show is in the football stadium
Mm-hmm.
at whatever the Jaguars place is. But your GCW shows, your Ring of Honor shows, your TNA shows, if TNA is not bought by the WWE by then, that is in Daly's place. So now you're paying Tony Khan to run your show at his place.
So you want to hear? You want to hear my crazy thought? This is for Tony Khan. You ready?
He should hire us.
No, hire us. Yeah. Make it free.
Fuck. Make it free and upcharge the beer $2.
Make the tickets free. You could do that on Eventful. Sell the tickets through Eventful. You still have to purchase your seat. You still have to do your seat, but make it free. You don't have to worry about wrestling fans showing up to a free show. They will show up to a free show. People will travel to this free show in your stadium. You maybe make like the upper bowl free. Once that sells out, then the lower bowl you have to pay like maybe $20 for. And then, you're making money off of you're bringing all this money to Florida. You still charge the people for the Daily's Place shows, like you said. And then you're making money off of all the concessions that are sold, all of the merch that's going to sell there. You're still making the money. Are you, or at least going to break even on your show? Even make it free for people to watch at the same exact time.
They need to stream it on Max Live. They need to stream it on Max Live. No pay-per-view. Just like how no extra cost. And you know what you do? You don't necessarily give tickets away for free like the whole Upper Bowl. What you do to hype the show up is you somehow, like, you get Shivani or you get, Danielson. You get them out in the middle of the crowd at the start of the second hour of Dynamite, and they got 2 tickets in their hands, and they're saying, tonight's weekly Dynamite, all or nothing ticket winner is Jimbo here in row 4.
Jimbo here in row 4. That checks out though. That really does check out.
Right, and then it's just everyone's hype, and it's like something like, I don't know, Jey Uso in the crowd, and everyone's super excited, and it's like one of the most popular things ever. I don't know, maybe you just copy that a little bit, and then you hit someone's music, beautiful camera shot that's not showing anyone bleeding, nice, right up to the stage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. God damn. We got 2 minutes, buddy. Any last words?
No, dude, what a time to be a wrestling fan outside of WWE. That's it. And follow us everywhere.
Since they announced, of course, since they announced WrestleMania tickets and prices, which we didn't even fucking talk about because there's no sense in talking about them.
$8,000 to sit in the risers. Come on now.
Anyways, be on the lookout for news updating our WrestleCon booth because we're doing it.
Lexi and I were talking about it last night. Yep.
All or nothing.
We were talking about it last night. If we don't do it now, when are we going to be able to do it? Because we're not going to be able to do it 4 years. It'd be a waste. I mean, if this is the time to do it.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Follow us everywhere, HITFPOD. And also, it's Dream Slam week. So on tomorrow's episode, or Thursday's episode, whatever, we're recording tomorrow, we're going to be talking to a special guest from Dream Slam. You're going to have to stay tuned to find out who it is. Me too. And we will see you later. Also, Dream Slam, because it's Dream Slam week, the 27th, Saturday at Gamecraft Brewery, Anaheim. Go look at the socials. All right. We'll see you later.